Welcome to Climate Part 2. In our previous sessions, we came to know about the difference about climate and weather and how do we get seasons on earth and what are the various climatic controls like latitude, altitudes, pressure and the wind system, distance from the sea, ocean currents, relief features, and so on and so forth. We also saw about the Coriolis force. The pressure and wind condition over India are unique. First, let us take the condition during winter. There is high pressure area north of Himalayas. Cold, dry winds blow from the region to the low pressure areas over the ocean to the south. In summer, a low pressure area develops over interior Asia as well as over northwestern India. This causes a complete reversal of the direction of the wind during summer. Air moves from the high pressure area, that is over the southern Indian Ocean, in southeasterly direction and crosses the equator and turns right towards the low pressure area over the Indian subcontinent. These winds blow over the warm oceans and gather moisture and bring widespread rainfall over the mainland of India. The upper air circulation in this region is dominated by the westerly flow, which we call it as jet stream. Let us know about western cyclonic disturbances. So this is a phenomena which happens only during winter months. They usually influence the weather of north and northwestern region of India. Tropical cyclones occurs during the monsoon as well as in October and November. And this is the action of easterly flow. These disturbances affect the coastal regions of the country. The sailors who came to India in historic times were one of the first to have noticed the phenomenon of the monsoon. They benefited from the reversal of wind system as they came by sailing ships at the mercy of winds. The Arabs who had come to India as traders named the seasonal reversal of the wind system as monsoon or mausam. To understand the mechanism of the monsoon, some facts are important. Differential heating and cooling of land and water, the shift of position of intertropical convergence zone, the presence of high pressure area east of Madagascar, the Tibet plateau gets intensively heated during summer, and the movement of westerly jet stream to the north of Himalayas, and the presence of tropical easterly jet stream over the Indian peninsula during summer. Let us get some idea about the factors which is affecting the India's climate. So first one, if you take the differential heating and cooling of water, so like we can say the setting of sea breeze, land breeze, okay, and apart from that, the pressure difference, okay, so high pressure exist in water area and low pressure exist in the land area. Okay, and the next one is the 20 degree south of equator. We have the Madagascar, which is like a island very close to African continent. So the intensity and position of a high pressure existing in Madagascar, which is also the effect for getting monsoon in India. The another very important thing is the Tibet Plateau, which is to the north of India, gets intensely heated up during summer, which results in strong vertical air currents and formation of low pressure over the plateau at about 9 kilometers above the sea level. The movement of westerly jet stream to the north of Himalayas and the presence of tropical easterly jet stream over the Indian peninsula during summer season. Intertropical Convergence Zone, ITCZ. We know that always equatorial region is a low pressure area. Just 5 degree north, okay, the ITCZ forms, that is intertropical convergence zone forms. So the shift of the position of intertropical convergence zone in summer over the Ganga plain. So this area is explained in the above map, how the ITCZ moving to the north. So this area, so because it becomes low pressure area, from the high pressure area the wind starts blowing inside. So because the wind is blowing from the ocean area, it carries moisture. So automatically we get the rain here. So this place is called as monsoon trough during the monsoon season. But when we see about the winter season, the trough goes below southern side of equator, and it attracts because of the low pressure, it attracts the winds from the north, that is which from India, from the land it starts to, from land high pressure is transferred, goes towards the low pressure area, which is followed on the ocean area. So it is dry winds. Okay, during this time only the western disturbance starts flowing from Mediterranean Sea towards India to the Gangetic Valley. Changes in the pressure condition over the southern oceans also affect the monsoons of India. So normally when the tropical eastern South Pacific Ocean experiences high pressure, the tropical eastern Indian Ocean experiences low pressure. But in certain years there is a reversal in the pressure condition, and the eastern Pacific has low pressure in comparison to the eastern Indian Ocean. This periodic change in pressure condition is known as southern oscillation or SO. In this picture you could see some red stars. So I have marked these red stars to notify the pressure differences. So in one part of the slide I have shown you the two stars the two sides of Australia. So one is East South Pacific and the other one is East Indian Ocean. Let us also see about another factor which affecting the monsoon is two voyages. One is called Darwin voyage and the other one is Tahiti voyage. So the difference in pressure over Tahiti, that is Pacific Ocean, 18 degree south or 149 degree west, and Darwin in northern Australia, Indian Ocean, 12 degree 30 inches south or 131 degree east, is computed to predict the intensity of the monsoon. If the pressure differences were negative, it would mean the monsoon will be below average or it may come late. A feature connected with the southern oscillation is the El Nino phenomenon, where the ocean currents plays an important role. Let us take that the cold current, that is Peruvian South American current, okay, and it starts in a normal year, it flows towards the western side, and when it reaches Australia, there you have it becomes warm current. So this circle goes on, okay, but during El Nino year there is a reversal of pressure, and also the cold Peruvian current is getting affected by the warm easterly wind. So the warm water moves towards eastern side, making the cold Peruvian current into hot current. So during this time, the North America, the winter will be warmer. So the changes in pressure conditions are connected to El Nino, hence the phenomenon is referred to as NSO, that is El Nino Southern Oscillation. The monsoon is between 100 to 120 days from early June to mid-September. So the monsoon arrives at the southern tip of Indian Peninsula generally by the first week of June. Subsequently, it proceeds into two branches, Arabian Sea branch and the Bay of Bengal branch. The Arabian Sea branch reaches Mumbai about 10 days later on, approximately by 10th of June. This is a rapid advance. At the same time, the Bay of Bengal branch also advances rapidly and arrives in Assam in the first week of June. Because of the lofty Himalayas, the monsoon winds tends to deflect towards the west over the Ganga plain. By mid-June, Arabian Sea branch of monsoon arrives over Saurashtra and Kutch and central part of the country. The Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal branches merges over the northwestern part of Ganga plain. So here the Delhi receives the monsoon showers from the Bay of Bengal branch by the end of June. So by the first week of July, western Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Haryana, eastern Rajasthan experiences the monsoon. By the mid-July, the monsoon reaches Himachal Pradesh and rest of the country. Withdrawal or retreat monsoon is more gradual process. The withdrawal of monsoon begins in northwestern states of India by early September. By mid-October, it withdraws completely from the northern half of the peninsula and the withdrawal from the southern half of the peninsula is fairly rapid. By early December, the monsoon has withdrawn from the rest of the country. The islands receive the very first monsoon showers progressively from south to north, from the last week of April to the first week of May. The withdrawal takes place progressively from north to south from the first week of December to first week of January. By this time, the rest of the country is already under the influence of the winter monsoon. Seasonal changes are particularly noticeable in the interior parts of the country. The coastal areas do not experience much variation in temperature, though there is variation in rainfall pattern also. There are 4 main seasons which are identified in India: the cold weather season, the hot weather season, the advancing monsoon, and the retreating monsoon with some regional variations. The cold weather season, winter. The cold weather season begins from mid-November in the northern India and stays till February. December and January are the coldest months in the northern part of India. The temperature decreases from south to the north. The average temperature of Chennai on eastern coast is between 24 degrees to 25 degrees Celsius, while in the northern plains it ranges between 10 degrees Celsius and 15 degrees Celsius. Days are warm and nights are cold. Frost is common in north, and higher slopes of Himalayas experiences snowfall. During this season, the northeast trade winds prevail over the country. They blow from land to sea. Hence, it is dry season. Some amount of rainfall occurs on Tamil Nadu coast from these winds. Here, they blow from sea to land. In the northern part of the country, a feeble high pressure region develops, with light winds moving outwards from this area. Influenced by the relief, the winds blow through Ganga Valley from west to northwest. The weather is normally marked by clear sky, low temperature and low humidity, and feeble variable winds. A characteristic feature of the cold weather season over the northern plains is the inflow of cyclonic disturbance from the west and northwest. This low pressure system originates over the Mediterranean Sea and Western Asia and move into India along with the westerly flow. They cause much needed winter rains over the plains and snowfall in the mountains. Although the total amount of rainfall locally known as Mahavat is small, they are immense importance for the cultivation of rabi crops. The peninsular region does not have a well-defined cold season. The hot weather season, summer. March to May, it is hot weather season in India. We can see the influence of heat belt by the recordings taken during March and May at different latitudes. In March, the highest temperature is about 38 degrees Celsius recorded on the Deccan Plateau. In April, temperature in Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh are around 42 degrees Celsius. In May, temperature of 45 degrees Celsius is common in the northwestern parts of the country. But in peninsular India, the temperature remains lower due to the moderating influences of the ocean. The summer months experience rising temperature and falling air pressure in the northern part of the country. Towards the end of the May, an elongated low pressure area develops in the region, extending from Thar Desert in the northwest to Patna and Chotanagpur Plateau in the east and the southeast. Circulation of air begins to set in around this trough. The striking feature of the hot weather season is the lu. These are strong, gusty, hot, dry winds blowing during the day over the north and northwestern parts of India. Direct exposure to these winds may even prove to be fatal. Dust storms are common during the month of May in North India. These storms bring temporary relief as they lower the temperature and may bring light rain and cool breeze. Towards the close of the summer season, pre-monsoon showers are common, especially in Kerala and Karnataka. They help in early ripening of mangoes and are often referred to as mango showers. Advancing monsoon, the rainy season. So, by early June, the low pressure condition over the northern plains intensifies. It attracts the trade winds of the southern hemisphere, and these southeast trade winds originate over the warm subtropical areas of the southern oceans. They cross the equator and blow in the southwesterly direction, entering the Indian peninsula as the southwest monsoon. The inflow of the southwest monsoon into India bring about a total change in the weather. Early in the season, the windward side of Western Ghats receives very heavy rainfall, more than 250 centimeters. The Deccan Plateau and the parts of Madhya Pradesh also receive some amount of rain in spite of lying in the rain shadow region. The maximum rainfall of this region received in the northeastern part of the country. So, the Maheswaram in southern ranges of Kashi Hills receives the highest average rainfall in the world, and rainfall in Ganga Valley decreases from east to the west. Rajasthan and parts of Gujarat get scanty rainfall. Another phenomenon associated with the monsoon is the tendency to have breaks in the rainfall. So they are interspersed and with rainless intervals, and these breaks in monsoon are related to the various reasons. The trough and its axis keep on moving northward or southward, which determines the spatial distribution of the rainfall. When the axis of the monsoon trough lies over the plains, rainfall is good in these spots. On the other hand, whenever the axis shifts closer to the Himalayas, they are longer dry spells in the plains, and widespread rain occurs in the mountainous catchment areas of the Himalayan rivers. The heavy rains bring the devastating flood, causing damage to life and the property in the plains. The frequency and the intensity of the tropical depression too determines the amount and duration of the monsoon rains. So these depressions form at the head of the Bay of Bengal and crosses over the mainland. The depression follows the axis of monsoon trough of low pressure. So the monsoon is known for its uncertainties. So in some place it is flooding, some place it is dry. It is often irregular in disturbs the farming schedule of millions of farmers over the country. Retreating or post monsoons. During October-November, with the apparent movement of the sun towards the south, the monsoon trough of the low pressure trough over the northern plains become weaker. This is gradually replaced by the high pressure system. The southwest monsoon winds weaken and start withdrawing gradually. The months of October, November form a period of transition from hot rainy season to dry winter condition. So the low pressure condition over the northwestern India get transferred to the Bay of Bengal by early November. This shift is associated with the occurrence of cyclonic depressions which originate over the Andaman Sea. These cyclones generally cross the eastern coast of India, causes heavy widespread rain. These tropical cyclones are often very destructive. The bulk of rainfall of the Coromandel coast is derived from the depressions and cyclones. Monsoon as a unifying bond. We already know that Himalayas protect the subcontinent from the extremely cold winds from Central Asia. The peninsular plateau under the influence of sea from three sides has some moderate temperatures. Even the uncertain of rain and the uneven distribution are very much typical of the monsoon. The Indian landscape, its animals, plant life, its entire agriculture calendar and the life of the people, including their festivals, revolve around this phenomenon. These monsoon winds bind the whole country by providing water to set the agriculture activities in motion. Thank you, children.